Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Moin. Hello, lads and ladies, lasses, and everything between. I forgot my lights.
Oh,
Here we go.
terrible. I was watching the screen and you were saying you hope it's the right thing and not too loud for everybody. And I assumed that there was going to be some sort of epic start to the show. There was no epic start to the show.
I just had my Bluetooth ears headsets on, and they usually tend to be very quiet. And I just need to hear what you are saying, because who cares for what the audience is saying?
That's true. Gas cats. Gas cats they are. No epic start, no epic Star Wars Legion. None of that.
Not yet.
Where'd you get us from? Nigeria? Special Nigerian Guinness.
Extra stout. Dark and lively.
That doesn't say where it's from, though. For some unknown reason, there's a big brewery in Nigeria. They really love the Guinness there.
It doesn't say where it's made. It just says it's imported by a special company. Oh no, Guinness Corporation, St. James Gate, Dublin, 8 Ireland.
So it's not the special Nigerian stuff then.
not for chicken lickers.
Stronger, happier, more productive, a bit more tart and bitter. Bitter and tart, like my sister.
It's rather pleasantly low on alcohol. I just realized.
Oh yeah, it's grand. You can drink as much as you like. You don't get drunk.
That's a disappointment. I thought otherwise.
You get drunk on
cola and lemonade. Yes, I know.
Cola and orange juice, for fuck's sake. The last thing you need is actual alcohol.
One day I'll be drinking.
How bad that would be?
One day I'll be drinking vodka or tequila on stream, just to show everybody how fast I can drop to the floor.
Gotta have something to aim for in life, I suppose. Yeah.
Hello, Subdodger, Orinokovic, Demon South, Spankitas, Dutch, Tuffy, Crispin, My Dog Skip, and Doc Denigan. Did I miss somebody? No, I didn't. I hope so. Yeah, Dutch, it could be a short stream if I'd start with something like Sambuca or tequila or vodka. Anything there, like along those lines. All very tasty.
Tasty.
And before I forget, for some odd reason, my internet connection tonight is very unstable. So, excuse me if there's going to be some kind of fuckery going on. I tried my best to keep it at bay. Sorry. See, already drunk.
Is that because there wasn't a Yellow Belly stream last week?
Yeah, because the one lad was having a party.
Dave wasn't there, yep.
And then he said, "No, okay, we skip it."
Ah, right. I thought you were going to join in. We were all very
we had talked about it for a short while.
Yep.
But I think this week we'll have another stream.
Yes. But it's up. So unless it gets cancelled, hopefully.
Oh, he did the what's it called? The reminder on the YouTubes. So I guess we'll be fine.
Time will tell.
We will see on Thursday.
Hmm.
So, shall we get started then? I think we have curated a lovely list tonight.
Well, I wouldn't know that. I've put together some projects, though.
Which I would call a curated lovely list.
All right, okay, well, you be you. You be you. Kicking things off with Stompy, the stompiest of stomps.
Was it Stompy? Wasn't it feathery and light?
No.
Either I have missed it or I'm in the reverse order. Let me check.
No. You're in the right order, but Stompy is the name of the person who's doing it.
Ah, okay.
So we're starting off with Stompy.
There, see, now I understand.
Please pay attention, 007.
Huh? Who's talking?
So this is a little one for the breweries and the badgerness.
Did you put the link in chat because it's not showing up.
Yep, fucking ages ago.
Now there it is.
Look at this.
Weird.
All he's done is look at a bottle of Guinness and went, "There's not much alcohol in this," and he's fucking falling apart.
There's no
Put the
Jerry.
lid back on the top.
There's no Jerry in chat. Literally.
No, of course there's not, because I don't go by Jerry. I go by Gershon. There it is. I've never gone by Jerry in chat.
Chat, can you see the link Jerry had posted? Because I can't see him. Literally nothing. Subdodger can't see your chat text also.
You've broken it then.
Nope. Danley also says he can't see anything. Well, this is going to be fun.
Oh, I'm just going to do this.
Ah, see, there he is. And now he's getting auto-modded and spanned.
Am I? Am I getting auto-modded, you say? Because it was literally 2 above your post. Can you see them now? Can you? Can you see them now?
We can see all the messages.
Good.
Grand.
That's how that works.
Spam, bacon,
Literally, you just
and
had to look up
spam.
one. It just went me and then Dutch going, get on with it, and then your link. I take screenshots, but I won't. I'll just do this instead.
I do believe you, because we have. This is not the first time we have this problem. That Twitch is ignoring.
It'll be the last time I'll fucking deal with Twitch. You hear that, Twitch? When I come around your house and pour 99.9% IPA through your letterbox and set your house on fire, you can't. Twitch, you can't. Anyway, Stompy has been doing some burrows and/or badgers. Discuss.
Budgies and birdies.
Hi, Rumbly.
Evening, Rumbly.
He's got a little YouTube channel where he will do things like
welcome to another
unboxings or showcase videos, that sort of thing. For obviously, for example, he sold to some old woman. I don't know why he sold to some old woman, but there's also a battle report at the end of this video, and I'm a fan of battle reports.
I like this little goblin in an egg.
Yeah, I think it's a Skyboar, Cyboar, Seaboar thing. I'm sure I've seen it before, lurking somewhere. I don't believe it's actually a Burrows and/or Badgers Discuss part of the miniature. But I quite like Stompy's painting style. I like the fact that he did tartan
Oh yeah.
on a badger or a very angry cat. It's difficult to tell. They all look alike to me. There's furry things. They do. They all look alike. I will say I would have went for more contrast because his tartan looks a bit like the leather shirt below it. You can't have everything.
Maybe they
Today
ran
we're
out
going
of
to talk about
out of cloth.
That's not a possibility.
Do they show them off a bit more there?
It depends where you are. So the very first video, which goes all the way back to 21, shows off the little gang, but also explains what Burrows and Badgers is for the uninitiated. And even has a bit of the hurling game, which is still being worked on, I believe, by Oathsworn. Yeah, Damon, seen the Plastic Crack podcast. In fact, I posted it in the Discord last night when it started, in case people were missing it. But I don't think anybody else jumped on board.
Oh,
but,
I did for a short amount of time.
But yeah.
And then I fell asleep.
Shocking. It's a nice little project, nice little channel, showing a variety of things. It's also been working. There's another project. I thought, since I've got this one up, I won't bother throwing the other one in, because there was only one post in it. But he's doing Dead Zone using a variety of miniatures that he already has kicking around. But since that project was started, he has decided to add to it anyway. So that's a lie title. But he's got some very nice Lead Adventure Forum minis. I'm not sure who has made them, because I haven't had a chance to go back and have a nosy yet, but it's good. Look, Pinocchio, you shall be fucked over by Geppetto, a man who's completely incapable of looking after himself or a child.
Is this
That's what it
Pinocchio? I
says.
don't think so. Nicodemus, isn't that oh, what's the story called again?
I don't know.
Miss Brisby and the thingamajig of Nim or something.
Oh, who cares about that?
Tale about a poor little mouse
Oh,
looking for her husband.
Fievel Goes West.
Yes. No. Some sort of. Much older.
It's a puppet. Yeah, all of that.
Nim.
Anyway,
Secret of Nim.
I think Crispin knows what it is.
Yeah,
But I'm not sure why he won't just tell us.
Because he's a cat.
Terrible cat.
A terrible one.
Not like Brian Conley. It's a puppeteer. Anyway, yeah, so interesting if you like burrows and badgers, or if you just want to check out Stumpy's channel. It's quite nice. He does some interesting bits and bobs on it, showing off stuff.
Showing off is always nice. So, what's the next project? Dangerous Brain.
Different.
Artemis 5150.
Can you see? I better put some more of these in case you can't see it.
This is going to be a theme of the night today.
No, might be. You don't know. You're the boss of me, right, Darcy from Kildare. Some Atlantican miniatures from Artemis Crab Frog and the Red Star Nation that Limburger absolutely detested the fact that it was blurred out and he couldn't see it.
But now we can see.
Yep, see it all. See it all. Either the creeping evil from beneath the waves or the creeping evil that comes from Moscow. Either of the evils, very creeping.
Blue,
for the rise
blue
of
evil
democracy.
and red evil.
Yep. I really like the creeping onto land basing that's going on with the Atlanticans. Although
subtle foot creeping into the soil.
Yeah, as they shimmy up the beach. The urge to just sand down the watery foot so it's a bit lower in the water would be huge for me.
I didn't notice this before. There's one dude with a bit of a lack of armor on his chest.
Oh yeah, but I don't think it was lack of armor. They're more machines than men these days.
Well, they could have patched him up at that front also then.
Yeah, it's nice that people know who's come to get them. It's not just a nameless droid that you can shoot down. There's real live dead soldiers in there. Just like Kane from RoboCop 2.
And for some odd reason, the one on the far right back, for a second
I think they're mostly on the far left.
I thought he would have a collar and tie.
All right, okay, fair enough. Sure. You can do that yourself.
He's that accountant bot from upstairs. You haven't filed your time off yet. Don't make me come down there and force you to file a complaint.
Centurions. I didn't think anybody else remembered the Centurions rumble yet. I was trying to explain it to somebody the other day.
I think I remember vaguely, but I couldn't put my finger on it.
They were more or less color-coded. Yellow, blue, and blue, green, red. But their clip-on armor was very good because in the cartoon it looked exactly the same as the clip-on armor that had to be designed for the toys. Very much
what a coincidence!
Yeah, they're good. Power Extreme indeed.
Oh no, the sale is already gone because we have passed the 24th of August.
I know.
What a shame.
Winnie. That's not my fault, that's your fault.
Can I just say he's a way too talented burr to paint?
Artemis Crab Frog.
I think I haven't said that in a while. Way too nicely painted, all that stuff.
Oh, don't worry, there's plenty more coming. I really
I
like them.
fear as much.
It's a really nice set of miniatures coming together. I'm fascinated to see how the rise of democracy goes.
In regards of how well it will be received, or
yeah,
time will tell.
that's what they tell me. Yeah, the windows in the Jeep. It's the same as the U-Bing, by the way. The windows in the Jeep and visors on helmets and stuff. It has that super sharp, cartoony look to it. I'm a fan.
He does really put in effort, to say the least. Excuse me.
You're excused. Oh, look at you writing things in, you weirdo. Did you not click those the other week we were here?
No, I'm just clicking.
You're the worst. Just
Here,
the
see,
worst.
this is where we left. 9th of August.
Absolute worst.
9th of August.
You say that, but I've stuff clicked in there for the 12th of August.
Yeah, that's because you can't help yourself.
I can help myself, I just choose not to. There's a very subtle difference there.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I like the red faces on these completely not Death Trooper / Wolf Brigade looking guys.
That's just because they've been very badly embarrassed by somebody. Just
somebody
before they fought.
told a very naughty joke.
Very badly embarrassed. Is my face red? Yes, yes it is. Pew pew! They scream. Then they pew pew.
You mean they're embarrassed because they ran out of ammunition and now just pretend shooting the enemy, going pew, pew.
Give me that. Ah, you Godspeed. Hey, here's he.
Nothing to complain about. This is horrible. What a terrible project. I find nothing I can actually complain about.
Oh, don't worry. There's some coming up in a moment.
Lazy
Get
boy,
your little heart out then. Be a little tiny, complainy, weeny thinger.
My black crumbly crust. That is called a heart. At times.
Crumbly crust.
When the Dutch army goes pew pew. Yeah, it's... When I was in the Bundeswehr back in the day, we had a day at the range, and next to us was a US Army troop doing a shooting range, and it's a bit of depressing. We got our ammunition counted into our magazines, so you got 20 shots. That's it. You deal with it. And to your left, there's some GIs using their helmets, shoveling through a bucket of ammunition and just going pew pew.
It's like going to the golf driving range. You get a bucket of balls, and the person next to you's got like 5 or 6 buckets, and they're just hitting them everywhere.
Yeah,
Terrible
it's...
bastards.
Jamis Guts has been active on his YouTube channel-y thingamajig.
Yeah. Weirdly, that popped up at the same time I was building all these fucking ships for Oak and Iron. I was like, oh, that's good. I'll have a wee look-see at his whatever that is.
Milices des Caribes?
Sure.
Whatever.
Why not?
Could also be Miley Cyrus, so...
Oh yeah, that makes more sense, knowing Jamascat. Makes a lot more sense. So the little showcase are just rotation, so you can just see them in all their glorious 3D-ness as they slowly pivot around in front of you while music plays. So that's always good. It's very soothing. It's like a Michael Palin TV show. You don't have to think or anything.
I'm still having one of these turntables on my to-get list for taking pictures. Somehow I never found one that really I liked. Either they were too loud, too small, or too expensive.
You just get a lazy Susan and just move it yourself with your finger.
Well, then it would be a very time-consuming thing. Also, I wouldn't be as lazy as just to flick a switch and let it run, would it? Is that an even more lazy Susan, or is that a already dead Susan?
I, I, Lazy Susan is a specific thing. It's to see if you're having to get up and move around.
Updates and progresses after May. Did he do a battle report in here?
It's kind of like a battle report.
But not really.
Yeah, what does is go, I'm playing a battle, and then proceeds not to give you a battle report. I think the best way to describe it is blue balls. He's blue ballsing me for battle reports. Why not just go the whole hog and make the project private? Not that will stop me, by the way. Will it, Rumbly?
Demon Sap just use a microwave as a Lazy Susan. Nah. Nah.
Yeah, that
Nope.
works.
Nope. I don't think that's a grand idea. This is a nice looking table.
Which one? The Blood and Valor?
Yes.
Yeah. Look at them. They've got trenches and everything that they can run out of across no man's land to get butchered in. I've got those resin craters. Wonder where you got them from. Wonder where mine are. Must not get distracted by scenery on his table. It's true though. I think mine were Forge World. Back when they were still in Northern Ireland.
Are they not anymore?
Oh God, no! They left Northern Ireland fucking forever ago.
Terrible people.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, see here. This is what I've been doing the last few hours. Watching. Oh, nope. Nope. Watching clips of Sharp.
Sharpie.
Yes. And then I went on to see if there's DVD boxes available in Germany, and
Are there?
fuck, they're expensive.
I know I've got one, but in fact, there it is. There. Like everything that gets mentioned all the time. Here's my Sharp.
Yeah, there's a box set available that's going for €300.
Wow. I'll sell you mine for 250. Now, to be fair, the last DVD in here is, I don't know if you can see that. If I hold it up, will it disappear in front of me?
It was black, wasn't it?
It is black, but I need you to be able to see that. Oh, I don't think it's going to work, is it? Oh, it vanished. Oh, you almost see it there. Yes, it's Hitler, The Rise of Evil. So it's not complete Sharp, because I've taken one out to watch, and I've replaced it with Hitler, The Rise of Evil, starring Robert Carlyle as Hitler.
Why?
I'm sure you'll enjoy that anyway. It's very good.
I think that's fine for you to have Sharpie on VHS and DVD.
I was resting some Vitamold on top of it, and now it smells like Vitamold. I'll knock another tenner off for that.
Sharp versus Hitler. Yeah.
Sharp versus Hitler.
I think we all know where that's going.
You bastard. I imagine he would scream. Anyway.
And then shoot his balls off.
Might do. But yeah, a couple of nice little showcases, and like I say, the blue ball teasingness of showing us, but not actually telling us the battles. So.
Lorna just proposed we need to petition Tim on OTT for a more private setting.
So there's no point. Tim and Tom have so much to do at the moment. The chances of them setting up anything like that is fairly fucking minimal.
Also, I think they enjoy the fact that
the man who killed Hitler and shot Bigfoot is an amazingly good film, starring Elliot and his mustache.
Come again. The movie is called "The Man Who Shot Hitler and Shot Bigfoot."
The man who killed Hitler and shot Bigfoot. Yes, Sam Elliott. Thank you. It's a fantastic show. Well worth watching.
I think I need more beer.
I don't think you do. I will say, anybody who is an elderly father at the moment who might be on their way out, probably don't watch it. Because yeah, in that respect, it's not a feel good romp that you would imagine from such a title. It is more or less the slow drawn out death of a man reaching the end of his life and looking back on how everything's gone shitwise for him. But there you go. Yeah.
Yes.
But it's still great. Great. I mean, if your dad's already dead, fucking go nuts. It's great. Or maybe they're young and virile. And this is probably a few
Mine
years
is
off.
still very healthy. So.
Oh, in that case, you're grand then.
How did we get here?
How did we get here? By the medium of you wanting Sharp to kill Hitler.
Oh, God.
Remember?
Next, please. Save me, somebody. This is So this is Horatio Noseblower, and
I'm aware of that name.
We have expected from him. He's doing and also, bloody hell, he's going on about his project again. He's going into details that's mentally challenging for me.
What, the fact he's got a load of birds?
Birds, tasty chicken.
The colour palette we normally associate with beagles is pretty bog standard. I have to say I'm with him on this. I don't know if that's because he wants to paint his rock in that style, but we do tend to fall into simplistic tropes when it comes to painting specifically birds or feathers, I suppose, as a wider base. So the amount of times you see a giant eagle or a rock or whatever it happens to be, and they're all more or less brown with creamy white wings with black wingtips, you know, for the sort of the guide feathers.
Yeah.
So they're all very samey after a while. I've got an angel up there that's got sort of greyish brown staggered pattern. Probably people have seen it before. No doubt Lesham will stop you from seeing it now anyway. But it's based on Gabriel's wings from Constantine, the movie, not the comic book. And I think that's far more interesting for wings on an angel as opposed to just white, which is what everybody fucking does all the time. So I just like the idea of doing something a bit different with wings and with birds. And I think he's right. Instead of just having another brown giant eagle / rock chucking around the place, doing a more unique patternation is good.
Yeah, I like the way he approaches things, in that he's not settling for what most of us would actually do and just go, yeah, I know this is a color scheme that works, so I'll go with that.
Mine and never do it anymore, but you know, I know what you're saying. For people not me, who do more than priming, is that what we're saying?
Yes.
I like his Thunder Chicken. Such thigh gap. Much wow. There's a hell of a thigh gap.
A bit.
They obviously didn't, you know, they managed to stop after just 3 sheep. Yeah, if only you'd held on. Crispin, you two could have had Ben. Sure, it would have caved eventually.
Does your battle axe know that you call her that? I imagine she does. And possibly calling you her little wood block or something.
Her little wetback. What? That's very racist. I don't think you're allowed to call him that. I think he was born in America.
Not my problem.
But I don't know how much of this you've seen before. Obviously I jump in and out.
Some things. I tend to, if I get notifications for Horatius or any other project I follow, I tend not to hit the buttons all the time, but I do look at them and occasionally do leave a comment. Besides my signature, you have been shown off to the world, now live with your shame.
Shame.
Shame. Bling, 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 bling.
But yeah, I like the Johnny Carson genie. Really ties the room together, apparently, as in the dude. But it's also such a Harryhausen take on things when you look at all the big mythical beasties coming at you, like Cleopatra.
Yeah, I think that's his grand theme for this build is pretty much the old movies of yesteryear.
Yep. And I'm on board with that.
Yes, I'm totally fine with that theme
Rocks
because
and cyclopses, giant scorpions coming scuttling at you in stop motion. It's all great.
we also need a giant crab.
Giant enemy crab.
Wasn't there a big crab on? Was it Sinbad or was it another Harryhausen movie?
Sounds like something Sinbad would get up to. I find it best not to pay attention to Sinbad. He was a window cleaner.
Yeah, Horatio does great stuff, and at some point in the future, I hope more of his project will get unprivatized. Wooden horses loincloth.
Nothing to do with me. I do my best by going into people's projects and encouraging them to unprivate them, expose themselves to the world. Just like I tell people walking down the street.
And then you get weird looks because it's so cold. So cold.
Yep. Oh, he did. Did you notice he did put a thing in for the Cyclops specifically for you, by the way?
The Cyclops was last time when we looked.
Yeah, that's all right. No, there was a little edit because you asked a question, and if only there was some way we could get a response. So he did. He edited it for the benefit of some dude on YouTube.
Yeah, but I'd see a doctor with that coughing.
It's terrible, really.
Yeah.
Just have a whiskey. There's nothing that can't be fixed with whiskey.
What about an empty whiskey bottle?
They throw it through the closed shop window, and then go and get yourself a new whiskey bottle. It's full. There's nothing that can't be solved with whiskey.
So who's next on our docket?
Douglas is next on our docket. Oh no, actually it's not. It's Bob.
Bob. Oh, lovely silver bayonet.
Silver bayonet. You know, it's been a couple of weeks, which means there are many updates to get through. Many.
Is this my imagination, or do these two look a bit green in the face?
Yeah, they're evil witches.
Oh, those are the witches. That's
I mean,
explained everything.
Sorry, delightful ladies who may or may not know something about the craft.
Persons of undefined gender indulging in the herbs and brews.
Women.
I could tell you.
I can. Women. Right there. Captains Black Alice and Sinister Susan.
Oh,
So
look,
that goes.
it's Baldric.
Baldric. I think you find it's Nobrick. Lord Pouncy and Edward Ebony Viper, the captain. With Lloyd shots. If they're on target, they should have reached the urine drinking stage by now.
There should have been a some green piece in Lord Pouncy's hand, the greenest of green.
Well, you know, a splat, if not a nugget. But because it had been a couple of weeks, it means there's a whole new race of people have been put together and painted up.
Some Aztecs.
A lot of Aztecs. Not just some Aztecs, a lot of Aztecs.
But they're way too overdressed for combat.
Well, none of them are good enough to have the onesies.
Oh, okay.
So you can't have everything. You've got to have some Dungar Aztecs to take the hits, thus allowing your friends to get closer in their onesies and batter the shit out of people.
I feel it's kind of funny. From today's perspective, these warriors really look like they're just wearing some kind of sleep garment. But back in the day, they must have been a terrible sight for anybody who knew what's coming at them.
Oh yeah. Fear the jaguar and eagle warriors as they come screaming out of the jungleism at you to cut your mate's tonkers off with their massive obsidian clubs and then disappear back into the jungle again. It's all good. But I do like the ongoing saga of Bob and the others down at Asgard working on his Mesoamerican Eldorado-esque version of Silver Bayonet, come Ghost, come what have you.
So these are the
Oh, very much
shields
so, Crispin.
you had been talking about on, I think, the weekend, about some of them having a good texture and
Oh yeah,
others...
some of them have got the repeating bits, which means painting the geometric designs piece of piss, and some of them are as flat as a pancake, and ergo a terrible pain in the hole. But after the Aztecs, you'll get to see some beautiful, beautiful work. It's a battle report with both pictures and a report. So, you know, that's all good.
So non-blue bally.
No. Bob wouldn't do that to me. Bob goes, here's what I'm doing. Here's a little mini sort of run through as we play test the game. I imagine when it's completely done and dusted, we'll get to see a bit more. He's also been using Pete to help him with his flaggage as well. But they do look great.
The lovely, though way too expensive, hexagonal terrain pieces.
You know, you say that.
To me, too expensive because they wouldn't see the usage they were made for.
You just need to play more games.
You say that so easily.
I do, really do.
Yes.
If you've got a child, what's it doing? It's
don't get me started.
On its iPad playing Angry Birds.
Nah, there's a lock on that. But she's playing the violin and the flute and the piano.
At the same time, some sort of one-man band. It's going to be very difficult to bask with those.
She'll be able to sustain herself even if everything goes to shit. Oh, these are lovely flags. Flags. He really loves his wordplay on his miniatures. Dick Blunt.
I know. Why not?
Embrace the pun. Make life fun. This is where we
just
left
trying
him.
to spread democracy. Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
I'm not sure if the Aztecs really were so much into democracy.
One man, one heart.
Okay, like maybe on a very basic level. Why is there an English flag on my national animal? Because reasons. Ask Pete. He should know. He made it.
His ship is called the Unicorn. So, or one of the ships is called the Unicorn. Do an impression of a sick cat with them, like Jeremy Corbyn. That sick cat. Jeremy Corbyn's thrown up all over my English flag.
No, Toffee, she really can play those instruments. Much to my shame, I never managed to play any instrument right. I can... What?
Is it shame? Why should it be shame? Just because she can't play the instrument.
But I'm actually very proud of her doing all those things and managing to get them done next to all the schoolwork she needs to do. So
think about if you just stopped her from playing any of them, how much more time you'd have for games.
None.
Say that?
Yeah.
Must be an awful lot of practice time where she could be, base coating miniatures. Just saying, what's the point of having children if you're not going to force them into some sort of slave labour?
Oh, that'll come around when she's older. when she can be trusted.
Oh, okay.
Something's wrong. I think I start to get warm again. But I won't get naked. People,
Is your
don't
house
get
on
your
fire?
No, I hope not. It'd be a terrible shame. So, what's next after Bob?
All hail the Hypnotoad.
Starter Fun is doing old Macs, New Horizon.
Yes. He's referring to them as old Mech Warrior models. I'm fairly certain we used to call them clicky tech. Because that's what they were.
I do remember those, and I think they weren't very much loved, were they?
Well, none of my Mech Warrior battle techie type playing friends liked the game with its clickiness and its blind buy. But they bought a load of blisters because they were cheap. And once they got them, you just play proper games with them, which seems to be the case here with Zarpan or Zarfan.
The amount of pliers and snips suggests he had been taking some bases off.
I would have used a chisel. Those clicky tech bases are not the easiest to fucking remove. They are reet bastards. But the fact that he's been sitting on a massive store of these for over a decade has kids kicking around who have been lifting them out and moving them around and making pew-pew noises, sort of led Sarpan to deciding to rebase them and actually use them for game-type games, inspired by the fact that there's a whole host of miniature agnostic games, reuse MechWarrior Dark Ages, I think it was called, which is terrible because it wasn't Saga, so no Dark Ages there, for Horizon Wars, and introduce a whole new generation via the medium of tiny tanks and things. They're almost like Star Wars Legion in an epic scale, except available.
Well, are they still available? I don't think so.
No, they're not. Haven't been for a while.
And to be fair, the sculpts aren't that terrible compared to some other game systems, but the paint jobs, yeah, it's pre-painted from a different era.
Pre-painted soft plastic blind buy, They came out at the same time, maybe even slightly before the Wizards of the Coast Star Wars. And they were fairly shite.
You mean the pocket model or the normal models?
Oh no, the normal models.
Okay.
Pocket models weren't pre-paints. They were
printed.
Yeah. Much easier to print things than it is to give some poor fucker a handful of rice in China and go paint 500 of these.
But they are also blind buys for the most part and highly addictive. Ask me how I know.
How do you know?
I lost too much.
Did you have to gnaw off your own arm to get out of the shop?
Almost. They threw me out because my wallet was empty, my pockets were full.
Oh, that's terrible. Terribles.
Zork, welcome to the tightly scripted half an hour.
Tightly scripted half an hour. But I really like the look of them once they're based up and ready to go. And for introducing kids to games, you get a really nice display, a really nice look of them without having to worry about accidental damage or chipping or any of that nonsense. You just go, well, here's the stuff, good to go, blam.
And if they at any point annoy his eyes too much, he still can just repaint them.
Yeah, I can't imagine you'd do that. I mean, why would you? These days, throwing a wash over them would probably do
a lot of work.
Yeah. Without having to fuck around too much. So.
A slight dry brush with brain meta beige and then do a wash.
Oh man, could you imagine just how good they would look with brain matter beige on there?
I think I can, but I won't make him do it.
We can only dream. We can only dream.
Dreaming up the next project. This is going to be interesting, I think.
Might be.
So somebody is doing a game for his or her crutch goblins.
Well,
Progress Gremlins, Home Raiders. Wasn't that a board game?
it was, yeah. That has been buried since the Kickstarter. And I'm not saying I picked this for any particular reason, but Rich has promised battle reports. So this is why we're all here. Just
To hold him
encourage
accountable on his promise of battle reports.
that too. But it's an interesting one to go for, because you don't need any terrain. You are literally playing on whatever you're playing on. So that table behind that Lilliputian with some paint bottles all over the place, I mean, that's your cover, that's your terrain. Unfortunately, any home raider, gremlin, Lilliputian, or tiny penguin attempting to traverse my painting table would find that it's impassable terrain. But, you know, sure, for other people, it's a bit easier.
I'm pretty sure 15 odd years ago there was a similar game with a similar theme, but it wasn't a miniature game, but a board game.
Right, sounds horrendous. Board
And
games are the worst. The people who play them are terrible.
And you were playing some kind of elvish creature flying around the house.
Oh man, an elf. Evil bastards. It was, see how many people's foreheads could have your initials carved onto them in 20 minutes.
Something along those lines. Not difficult ground or dangerous ground. It could be sticky terrain if the paint bottles are open.
No, don't leave any paint bottles open. Why would you do that?
Oh,
TT Combat have it now, Orinoco. Although I think they've been sitting on it, they haven't done anything new with it.
Lorno is agreeing on your sentiment.
Well, he would. Makes sense. Handsome people often do.
Houston, we've got a problem.
I know, you've reached the end of a bottle. If only there was some way you could open another bottle. It'll be interesting to see whether or not TT Combat do anything with it. Has anybody been looking at the ongoing public feud between TT Combat and Secret Weapon?
I glanced over it.
It's a fucking car crash. It's great.
And I can't really tell who's doing what wrong and who's to blame and who's the evil guy. It's just, whoa, get a room and settle it on yourselves.
Yeah. Based on what I've read, it looks like TT are taking every advantage they can out of Secret Weapon about to go under / going under, to try and fleece all their IP and stuff out of them for cheaper than knickers at done stores prices. So it's been good.
Well, the initial post I read was from not TT Combat, but
Secret Weapon.
Yeah, and if even half of what that read was true, I'd say TT Combat is really not a nice company.
The fact that I watch occasional lawyer type things on the YouTubes, like Legal and Copyright Lawyer, and one of the things they say all the time is, if you're involved in a dispute, don't make public statements. Just
why
stop.
would you?
Don't fucking make them. All you do is hurt your case, regardless of how right you may or may not be. So.
Yeah. I think I need to open up.
Color coding of the powers is hard to read. It might be one that they'll go back to. Oh, a pair of shit crisps. I hate walkers. And the packet you're holding in your hand is the reason I hate walkers.
Why?
Because every company in the UK had salt and vinegar in blue packets.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought a packet of walkers one day, and I grabbed the blue ones, and they turned out to be cheese and onion. And it was at that point I discovered that walkers had changed cheese and onion to blue and salt and vinegar to green in direct contradiction to every other company. And then the other companies and own brands and stuff changed to match walkers rather than just telling walkers to fucking jog on and do one. So I can't be entirely certain I'm going to get the flavour I want to get, and sometimes I'm too drunk to read things, so I just go by colours. So it's easier just to avoid buying walkers.
I never
Fucking
realized
salt, vinegar,
that
and green
there's some kind
cats.
of color coding that's unanimous overall.
Well, it used to be until those pricks got involved. Cheese and onion, green. Spring onion, light green. Salt and vinegar, blue. Ready salted, red. Prawn cocktail, pink/purple. If there's a Worcester sauce in the same range, then pink for prawn cocktail and Worcester purple. It's all good. Yeah.
I tried to remember the green package of the store brand is sour cream and onion.
Sour cream and onion. Oh, that's just, it's a bit too upmarket for the crisps I buy. or I get Tato, where Tato is yellow and red because Tato has been yellow and red since they invented yellow and red.
Yeah.
And then that allows you to get things like Happy Tato Day chocolate, which is a cheese and onion crisp impregnated bar.
I'm not going to say that my mouth is watering right now, but it is.
Smoky back on. Isn't Tato's just Walkers and Lays? No. Oh God, no. Oh, why would you even say that, Soup? Why would you say that?
No, Crispin is going to Vegas next week and he will be drunk.
Oh, well, that's the whole point of going to Vegas, is to get absolutely fucking smashed.
For free would be the best kind of getting smashed.
You can pretty much do that. Go to a casino, convert some small amount of money into chips, go and sit at wherever the cheapest thing is you can find to sit at, and they will ply you with free drink until you keep emptying your wallet. It's all good.
Yeah, it's a very interesting way of making progress commercially.
It's baseballs.
So who's next?
That's a ratio newsblower.
Again?
Is a name that we've already seen. Yeah, but this one is Saga.
Let's see. Yeah,
I couldn't pass it by. I wanted to pass it by. I couldn't pass it by.
Well, we would have been here sooner or later. John gets over the moon on poor mini companies.
Yep. I think he may be referring to being talked about in the sexual BS. And as such, he has a little homage to each of us. But I quite like this Viking Saga warband that is also available for Age of Magic. Although not sure how it's going to be Age of Magic up yet. Because currently
put a wizard in it, a naked one.
Yeah, but putting a wizard in it isn't. I mean, technically that would work. Technically, but it's such a dull way of doing it, and I'm not even sure what you've maybe Great Kingdoms, run it as Great Kingdoms. You know, it's just wank. The whole point of, you know, Magic and Age of Magic is to go fucking buck nuts. So
the only thing that I found a bit disappointing is that he hasn't got any Skyclad in here.
Not yet.
Yeah, okay, not yet, but
all he's got so far is what looks to be 2 boxes of gripping based plastics. And
yes, Horatio, he does.
You're fucking right, I do. All of you should all remember that. I can't remember, Rumbly. Did we discuss the Nocturna paints? And did you tell me that they're actually really, really nice paints? Or did I imagine that entire conversation in a drink-fueled fugue? Because I just got the old Nocturna paints from Vallejo, and now I want to find out. Anyway, just throwing that out there.
I also love that he just took this picture right on his laptop.
Yeah, it's on top of the throne. That's how you do it. Good light coming in there. It's all
I
fun.
now imagine him painting while sitting and taking a dump.
It's one way of doing it.
What are you doing in there so long? Are you ready yet? No, need to finish the eyes. Here come the Vikings.
Yep, with a Minnesota Viking horn sound. Second time today I've referenced the Minnesota Vikings. How weird is that? Actually, third time. Wow. That's really peculiar.
Weird flex, but okay.
Well, if people are wondering, I was recording with somebody who went all Minnesotan when he was talking. And then I watched a call-out video for Kings of War by Steve Hilge, where the person he's calling out is from the States and follows the Minnesota Vikings and the Minnesota something else. Minnesota Blaze? Could that be it? Ice hockey team? Anyway, yeah. So 3 different locations, 3 different Minnesotas. Anyway.
Yeah, Horatio is getting shit done. I had multiple notifications in my inbox that he had added stuff to projects.
I also got that, and then I clicked my notifications and it went, because I didn't see last week's thing because I was recording. I had 249 updates to projects I follow. I was like, well,
Maybe you should start thinning your watch list.
fuck no. If I'm not watching you, God knows what you'd all get up to.
Battle reports?
Yeah, and I wouldn't see them because I wouldn't be following any of you. See, I have to follow you all the time.
Maxi Sota, not Minnesota.
Minnesota. Anyway.
Yes. Anywho, and next is Elisar, I think.
Correctamundo, mein Freund.
So what does Elisar do? Oh, see, sharp again.
Yep, but
What's-
not your sharp, different sharp.
What a coincidence. But I'm guessing this sharp is also shooty.
Better than that.
How
The
can
sharp
it
has a
be
battle
better?
report in it. Now,
Oh.
it might be for Lardy's game, and we don't get on because they have random movement, and my rolls are shit. They are.
Random movement? How does that work?
It means you roll to activate your troops, then you roll to see how far the fuckers go, and then you fail to go very far, and then somebody shoots you, and you retreat back maximum, and you fucking flee further than you've moved in the first 4 fucking turns of the game. Fucking random move, my fucking arse.
1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Oh, if it was only 2 steps, I probably could have lived with it. Anyway, yeah, so he's been working on Sudanese, putting his colonial British up against some fuzzy wuzzies. And he had been working on some naval guys to begin with. But I quite like the fact that he's decided to go with a slightly different British uniform. So rather than the standard scarlet or khaki, the very short window of time where the British in Sudan were dressed in a field grey uniform instead, is properly random attention to detail. It's just like, this is a very specific period I want to do. This period of about 7 months when they wore this grey. It's great.
Maybe it's just a random occasion. He had a table to roll on which uniform he should choose to paint them in, and landed on the most obscure.
Double wonder. I've got grey uniform. Hey, you know, I like it. It means they stand out. You know exactly what they're from, assuming you even know that they had a grey uniform, which I'd say I have a sneaking suspicion I did years ago when looking at Sudan, and then immediately wiped it from my mind because it never really occurs anywhere else. It's one of those things. If you're rocking scarlet, then you can get away with quite a lot in the colonies and in Africa.
There's a larger scale to the time frame.
Yeah, You can go, there's these, there's that. They're fighting the Boers, they're fighting the Zulus, they're fighting everybody. Fucking have at you. They're even fighting up in Sudan for a very short period of time in Scarlet Coats. You can lie a lot. You get a lot of use out of your force when you put them in Scarlet. Less so when you put them in khaki, and even extremely lesser or so are in the grey.
I like this little dab of blue on the Gatling gun just in the middle of the picture.
Oh, that's naval. Weirdly, I was going to get naval Gatling gun for my Zulu War as well, and have a little squad of Marines to accompany them off the boat, but then I couldn't be arsed. But yeah, it's nice to see. It's a good way to do, and you get this lovely little photo bat rep explaining what's happening as the Maddists come at them.
Doug Dennigan also moves quite randomly after the pub. Well, I guess I can all understand where that's coming from.
Very much so.
Zorg, what the heck is an HG gun? I can't make sense of that out of that sentence.
Who knows? Heavy gun, maybe. Try and get some new pics on the projects and remove the curtain. I may or may not have commented on something that may or may not have been private. Discuss.
Even more private parts.
You know.
Private parts, general failure, major incident.
Like it, Lonner. That's quality.
It fires mercury. Oh, you need to know your hot glue gun. Okay.
Yeah, the periodic table, but that's quality. If you do know it, that's fucking hilarious.
It is.
Yeah.
Chemical tables are a unending source of fun if you know how to read them.
100%. The periodic table is a laugh a minute ride. You'd know that.
Science!
This could mean for science. This could mean actual advances in the field of science. Shall we?
Yes, advance.
We'll leave the Sudan behind.
And go to Innis.
Yes.
Oh, look, a little girl with a stabby stick.
Yep. He's decided to go to a tournament and then to bring an army that wasn't already painted for the tournament, which means painting up quite a lot of stuff for a tournament in a short amount of time, which is standard tournament practice. Even if you've got an army, you always start a new one or decide to change your list. It's just how it works. In this case, Starks and Starks, Starky Starks.
All the Starks.
All the Starks that are fit to print. Presumably that's Tiny Stark and somebody else.
Slightly bigger Stark.
Could be. Could be Brienne. I don't know.
I do like the way he put on the colors.
Yes. Painted the models.
It's almost monochromatic, but subtly different. Oh, sure, Shaggy Dog. Shaggy Dog?
Yeah, that's his name.
Oh, God.
I assume that's what happens when you let a very young child name a fucking pet. That's how you end up with ridiculous names like Shaggy Dog.
I can't remember what kind of name that dog got in the German dubbed version because I can't remember anything of the series.
Not to be confused with Raggy Dolls and Sad Sack.
I really don't need to rewatch that.
Raggy Dolls?
No, I mean Game of Thrones.
Oh, Game of Thrones.
Or should we call it Sex, Blood and Violence? I think it's a more fitting title.
Did you notice, though, the amount of sex decreased as the plot increased?
Yeah, there was some kind of...
It's like for the first couple of seasons when nobody knew what it was and they were desperately trying to attract people, there was all the
titties
sex.
left, right and centre.
And then once people were hooked on the story, the amount of tits, boobage, and sex declined. I can't remember off the top of my head, did they reintroduce a lot of sex in the last couple of series to distract people from the shit that they were producing?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know how far I got into the story. I think I went as far as the episode where the dragons actually came out of the eggs when she was coming through the fire.
Right. Was that
I-
not series 1?
Shortly after that, I just stopped. I couldn't give a tinker's jizz about anything in that series anymore. And the sheer fact that the story hasn't been completed by the author was the final nail in the coffin.
Ah, well. We'll not worry about that. But as you can see, apart from the Starks, there's also been some ninja types for Bushido and some halfling types for Blood Bowl.
I love the fact that he has got a cape.
It's because he has not yet got trapped in a revolving door and shot.
Super halfling going all superhero. No capes.
Oh, I thought you meant
Squirrel!
could be squirrel. Could be like a dollar
That's
bill.
definitely a squirrel. With evil horns.
You know, you say evil horns. Probably right.
I know.
Yes, Crispin, correct.
Is this a terrible 3D printed project?
Some of them are, yeah.
Oh,
For example, the super
ogre.
halfling.
Terrible. Terrible. Horrible. Unforgiving.
That's right, you can hit them with hammer.
And all of a sudden we leave the fantasy and are into our Napoleonics.
Which is obviously great all the time. I appear to have accidentally killed this. Not sure why. Let's try that again. There we go. That allows me to navigate once again. Yay! Look at the tiniest of tiny people. Swallowed the halfling.
And that's a feat. I don't know why, but these ninjas remind me somehow of Sunday morning cartoons.
Right. Is it because purple and grey and Shredder?
Potentially. Or maybe some kind of video games from the arcade.
Shredder. With little nublets looking like a testicle in a robot.
Which I always found very interesting. Why would you build an upper torso when you have a brain in the stomach?
Well, you say brain, I say testicle. But there's a guy called Daniel O'Brien who breaks down exactly why you would do it there, why it's the best place to put it. Because anytime anybody wants to talk eye to eye with Krang, they have to kind of lean down to crotch height to talk to this tiny shriveled testicle with its little nublets, which means they're no longer able to see the massive robot fists slamming into their back if needs be. And if you're not actually planning on beating the shit out of it, then, you know, people just have to deal with being eye level at a crotch, which puts you in a position of power and them in a position of weakness all the time. It was the best place to put.
Why am I not surprised that somebody actually took the time to analyze why the cartoonists have decided to put the brain right into the belly
Testicle.
and not somewhere else?
No point do they say Krang is brain. It's just a thing from Dimension X, and apparently in Dimension X, testicles get robot bodies. Just say. Anyway. Yeah,
because
well done,
testicles are vulnerable and very delicate.
But not vulnerable when you put it in the torso of a giant robot and force people to get down to their level to talk to it, then bap them with your massive meaty robot fists.
Yeah, that's pretty much a high possibility.
Telling you. Not just high possibility, it fucking happens. We've all seen it, shall we?
Yeah, before I fall down from my chair due to drunkenness.
But we'll fall down, go boom.
Shingen!
Yes, this is some sort of up-and-coming kid painting the Datarazzi.
Coming out of left field, nobody expected him, almost like the Spanish Inquisition.
Very much so. And once again, we see one of these infinity painters who, talented fuckers.
This looks like Hellboy had a love child with Santa Claus.
I like to think of more of those sort of baboon-like howler monkeys.
Well, that also
Had a
makes
sex
sense.
with Hellboy and Santa Claus.
Nobody knows who the father is.
Well, nobody wants to know who the father is. But I have to say, I really do like the painting style he has for these, and the use of non-metallics, particularly noticeable on the big image, on that massive fucking glaive-like axe.
This one?
It's a bit special. Let's say yes. Obviously, I'm watching the image, which is delayed. Yeah, there we go. So that's quite nice. I mean, you can knock that out in the afternoon. You should do non-metallic metals on all the scarecrows for your Night Stalkers soap. It's bound to be a piece of piss. There's not that much metal on them, just a few screws and nails here and there. Bosh. Good man.
Yeah, he's way too talented for his own good. I fear at some point people might come around and break their fingers.
Yeah, but nobody's told you where he lives, so it's unlikely. Very unlikely. Shoo, people. I do like the criminally neon aquatic plastic plant for the figures, because it has that junglist feel that you really want to have anyway.
Is this just the angle, or is that gun bent a bit? Or does it have a...
It's got like a banana shape to the thing. Yeah.
So it's a boat, something... Okay.
The main barrel and stuff is straight, but then the casing, bananas around it. So if you look at it straight on, the barrel's straight, but then there's like lots of arcing casing.
Ah, I see. It's just the perspective that makes it look very odd.
Yeah, I want to say it's a Spitfire, but I can't remember all the weapons names. Sunburnt Scotsman, Zork. Yeah, could be that as well. That would explain why they spend so much time screaming and shooting things. If you were burnt that red, I imagine you'd be very angry. Very angry. And all somebody does then is point to the other side of the battlefield and go, those men have chamomile lotion and iron brew. And then just release them.
Oh god. Somebody make a movie out of that. The Sunbird stories of I almost said Highlander, no, Braveheart. Braveheart in the tropics, on the quest for sun lotion.
The quest for shade. Basically assembled infinity model. Wow. I thought about assembling infinity models, and I actually got out like 20 of them and set them out and then put them out in front of, like, separated them into little piles, lifted them, and then put them all back in their bags again individually, put them all away. I need to paint these ships that are here, of which I have, like, there's a handful of ships, and that's not even a third of the ships that are there, and I've got double that to still build. So,
but speaking
ships first, then other things.
But speaking of building tiny things, yesterday I decided I need some tiny things for my Frostgravy wall thingamajig that I built.
Yeah.
And I remember that on the Sorcerer's Brew there are some bottles and other things.
Yes, you glued 99 bottles to the wall.
Not yet, but I painted some, and I also cut off the mouse that's on that sprue.
Mm-hmm. What about Big Davy?
It's so tiny. So tiny. It's almost 5 millimeters long, 2 millimeters wide. It's just, how? Why?
scale. That's why.
Yes.
Otherwise, you have some sort of massive rat thing. We've got enough giant rat things.
That's true.
Yeah, we'll say, Damon, the quality of their metals has always been superb. That's why Soap was so impressed when they moved to Seocast. Oh, there will be no rigging. I can't do any rigging on these anyway because they're all pre-rigged and stuff, and also I have a life, not much of one, you understand, but enough of one that prohibits me from actually putting rig on boats. So boats. Anyway, yeah. So
Let's go on.
That's how that goes.
To the next one.
The next one, the last one. It's an old one. But somebody was in the project system marking all their completed projects completed, which threw this one up in front of me. And I know I've seen it because I'm sure we've talked about it in a weekender. But if you haven't seen it, and we put up not a core space, but a First Blood. Yeah, I want to say First Blood, maybe Firstborn. Core space video today, which was my first.
Firstborn.
Which is my first something. My first experience of playing it. So seeing this float back up like the cream on milk to the top of the project system was like, oh, we should have a look at this, because not only is it a unique setup where you've got the boys from the Dwarf, which was, by the way, the name of my Worms team when we used to play Worms as a group. We always have them as
the 8 golden potting.
Yeah, from 2019, so it's an old one. Oh, it didn't worry me in the slightest, Dad. They were just all sitting there and I'm going, ooh. And then I opened it and I started looking through it and going, oh, well, this is just great because A, you can't get those models anymore. And I've seen some people make the Dwarf crew from Stargrave plastics, which is good. But nothing beats actually having them there. Crichton's gun is one step away from his groinal attachment for his vacuum cleaner or whisk. So that also amused me on every level. But the battle report done in the style of a Red Dwarf script is fucking amazing. I wonder if I can get Ben to give you another golden button. It's been a couple of years, but seriously, have you not seen this? Have you not seen Duke Cinzano Bianco, which is a great reference to the pool. Once I started playing, nobody could get me off the table. So yeah, just all of it. All of it's great.
The terrain is Battle Systems, correct?
Yeah, I think it's this is just a core space game, so the actual whole game in and of itself is just being run as a standard core space crew. So all the rest of it, the dashboards, the mechanics, and the terrain is all standard core space, but then just with the dwarfers in there. I can't wait to see how they try and take on, the Despair Squid.
I didn't think that it was already 3 years since that game is around.
No, the one I played today/yesterday, whatever, only came out in November, which is Firstborn, but Core Space is, I think, much, much older.
Just goes to show how ignorant I am towards games.
That, and you don't really count the last 2 years anyway, so really, that only happened last year.
Potentially, I guess you're right on that account. And why does that link not work?
Because you touch yourself at night. But strategically speaking, it was a great battle report. Strategically so.
2018 Battle Systems. Well, depending on how you count your years, that's 2 or 4 years. Core Space, Firstborn, that's the one you were referring to.
Sure.
Your playthrough with
Could be.
your solo game, more or less.
Yeah, it's a sort of game.
Because
But
having the one
I will say
making the
takes a
game.
great delight in rolling and doing the other bits and pieces against me, even though it's solo, being as antagonistic as possible.
Yeah, I like the clear setup of the table. Having a
good.
very good view of the game, of the board.
I had a camera at the other side as well. They're down on a tripod that I could zoom in on and move around and stuff. Occasionally,
I've seen the camera.
Justin cut it in. Huh?
It's seeing the dice. The dice tray always reminds me of. I can't remember where I've seen that the first time. Somebody made a dice tray just of green felt and green screened it on top of the main video.
Oh, there's loads of people do it. I suggested it, and they looked at me like I was a cat.
It's a great idea.
Oh, it's an amazing idea. I'm not saying my editors want low impact or anything, but it's all good. Oh, that's good.
Wow.
I really enjoyed the fantasy game, Maladar. No, Maladum. The Maladar are the people in it. It's a Maladum. Don't know when that's coming. Thought it was going to be September. Now it might be November or next year at some point, depending on how other things pan out. Well, so you may have to wait a while, but there are 3 games, a little mini campaign. And I'm not saying that the Maladar was based on me, but Baron looked fucking amazeballs.
Well, September not yet started, so there's still hope.
Dumb Sparrow. While I breathe, I hope.
Dark, then again, I might reopen the project in true Red Dwarf style. I make no promises.
Yeah, you reopen it in 10 or 15 years when what you need to do is spill water over all your core space stuff so everything swells slightly. And then it would be just like Red Dwarf. All the crew have got slightly saggier and fatter, like myself. It's good.
Or you just open the project, change the title of anything, any article in it, going, "Don't look at this, Jerry," and then close it again.
Like that would stop me looking.
No, it wouldn't. I know.
No, of course it wouldn't. You madman, you madman. But yeah, I just the fact you did the Battle Report as a script. I mean, it's fucking great. It's so fucking good. So good.
You have brought joy to this poor man.
Yeah, I'm going to sit here and just masturbate in the dark in a very depressed way, but now I'll be very happy when I do it instead.
Maybe even leave the light on.
Thinking about you. Well done.
Yes, this was a very... Oh god, what's that? Oh, Cook, look. It's Pates.
Pates. Got my Pates. Did you get Pates today, Soup? Did you? You have to wait for the weekend.
Judging by his looks, he didn't.
Oh, maybe
Shame.
Next time. Maybe next time. Oh, the Xena boomerang thing. It's great. I love it so much. Because
yeah,
I
love the fact that you
Tron.
actually got to the to the part where you said, "Oh, it's like Tron," because I was stuck on Boomerang as well, but somehow the disc and Tron fits much better than a Boomerang.
Fights for the user. Why would you not? Tron's
I think
amazing.
if Tron would be a program of today, he wouldn't fight for the users anymore.
What do you mean if it was a program? He is a program of today and he still fights for the users, so fuck you. Fuck Clue ship up like a bastard.
Maybe he should read more what his users are typing.
And then fucking kids didn't go and see it. No, I'm not getting a third Tron film.
Oh no.
Hate kids. The worst.
There's one Tron film in my book.
Have I? Oh, I really like Tron Legacy. It was good.
I haven't watched it yet. Couldn't bring myself to it.
Oh, I would. Flynn lives. Where are we? Hang on a minute. I'll push my living hell in a bit. Good, fine. Have you watched the documentary on the Spanish footballer Ooh, no, I haven't.
On that Spanish footballer.
Is it Neymar? Does he just roll all over the ground a lot?
And the series is called Evasion.
Oh, Ronaldo? No, I couldn't stand watching Ronaldo. He's a twat.
Ah,
Yeah, it's a gobshite. Plus side, who's seen the fucking football the weekend? 9-0 Liverpool, 9-0 Celtic, and then both managers on the losing teams sacked. Scott Parker sacked yesterday. Early this morning, and then the Dundee manager sacked this afternoon. Harsh but fair, just because they both shipped 9 goals.
it almost strikes me as a weird thing that the coach gets sacked when the team is shite.
You know, you need a scapegoat. That's how that works.
An escape goat.
That too. That too. Did I mention, Soap, that since you made me go to Mears Miniatures, I accidentally ordered like 4 sets of monstrous infantry for 2 different Kings of War armies, and that's all down to you. Those things are cheap. Just saying. Just saying.
And on that happy note, and with regards to my almost empty second beer,
Legend.
I thank everybody for being here. I thank Jerry for having curated this very lovely little set. Not reminding me of Bot War once again.
Nope, never do that. Never do that.
No. You lot have a good night. We will see you again next week.
Yeah. What week's
hope-
next week? Next week's September. No, this week's September. What week's
No,
next week?
Next Tuesday
Next week's
will be September.
also September.
All of the September.
But more September than okay.
And
That's
potentially even
Acceptable.
more cooler.
Oh, wouldn't that be great?
It would
Fucking
be.
up for that. 100%. Take it easy.
See you lot.
Cats.
Bye.